Alright people, Catfish Dave here. It's October 5th, but it's still not fall yet. And the reason I'm saying that is, well, for one, I couldn't get a spot I wanted to fish tonight. Way too many people fishing my spots. It's warm. Still too much boat traffic, still too many jet skis. It's close to 90 degrees today. Not only have I still got the people problem, I'm having a little bit of a bait problem. It's should be getting easy to get skipjacks. You know, I caught one Wednesday, which is what I'm starting with. I caught one Thursday. I lucked up and got 3 after that. So, you know, I've got a total of 5 in the cooler. 3 days hard work skipjacking after I get off work. Now where I'm at, typically I like to fish deep right now. I am not fishing deep here. The only good thing about it is I will be close to deep water. The deep water will be probably 10-15 yards beyond where I am throwing my bait. So it is possible, if these fish are moving tonight and really active, I could get a big fish here. It's not my #1 choice of places to fish. I'd rather be dropping my baits in at least 30-35 foot or more right now, but I can't do that tonight. Like I say, I'm not going to drive all around looking for a fishing spot. So this is the first time I've actually fished here. I know the area. I know how deep it is out there. And I'm going to be real close to the deep water. This pole here, I'm going to be using 3 rods tonight since I'm in worse conditions. This is the one I was using for flatheading early in the year. Had my float on it. Well, I relined it with some Andy Monster Yellow 40 pound. I've got a little 10-aught Gamakatsu big cat hook, and I'm going to be using my smaller chunks with a 4-ounce lead. I am going to throw this out there just for a 3rd rod since I'm not in a great area. I need all the hope I can get out here tonight. So let's get these rods in the water. Let's see what happens. I hope I'm not hung up all night. I've never actually fished this. I know the area. I've read the place on the Navionics. Let's see if I get hung up all night or if I can actually fish it. I don't think I hit 4 foot of water with that cast on that rod. We'll see what happens. Seems like the bigger fish hit heads this time of year. So I'm going to put my headpiece on my sea line instead of my Saltus, because even though the Saltus is a little better built reel than the sea line, I'm actually getting a farther cast with the sea line, and I want this head as close to that deep water as I can get it. Like I say, that cast over there, I don't think I hit 4 foot of water. Let's try with this rod and see what happens. I did drop a little bit over the ledge with that one. I probably hit 15-20 foot of water. Like I say, it's on the ledge, so it's right next to the 30-35 foot of water. That rod does have the potential to get something good. Let's get another bait out. I did get a little bit over the ledge with that one also. Here again, that's the benefits of surf rods over one of them short rods over there. I did hit the ledge on 2 poles. I was surprised. I wasn't sure if I could hit it from here, but I did get 2 baits just over the ledge, so we're not completely out of hope here. Something could happen. It's fairly early, probably 8:30. I don't expect nothing to really start pumping up till 9:30, 10:30. And who knows, we may not get a bite all night. We'll just have to see. I've never actually fished this. This is a spot I'm choosing because my other places are getting fished. This is a very hard place to land a fish. A lot of shallow water with big rocks, and the fish can only get about 8 foot from the bank, and there's a lot of water and big rocks between here and there. So I'm gonna get my landing net out, which ain't a good landing net because I left my good landing net and somebody got it. Whoever you are, I'm sure you're gonna watch this video and I hope you enjoy it. But I'm gonna get my old landing net out, give me some kind of reach, and I'm still probably gonna have to get my feet wet to get a fish in here. This is a old net I've got here. This handle is actually bent right through here. It makes it hard to get the net. See, it wants to stick where it's bent. That's from a real heavy fish I landed one time. This net paid for itself when I landed that fish. It's gonna be real rough landing a fish here. It's gonna be even rougher over there. If I hook one on that rod, I'm gonna walk him over here to land him. Got some kind of old dink channel cat bite going on over there on that one that I only hit shallow water with. I never even seen the rod move. I seen the line slack and I walked over and I could see the line doing this. Speaking of dinks, now we're getting them on the deep rod here. Skipjack are really tough to get right now. And I hate to lose my bait to those kind of fish. That acts like a bigger channel cat. Yeah, there we go. That fish is on. If it's a channel cat, it's a good one. It's not a bad fish. Boy, that was an odd bite. If it's a channel cat, it's a state record. See what we got here. This is a hard place to land a fish, man. Hard place to land a fish. I can't get close to this fish, hardly. That's a heavy fish. Ah. That's a heavy old blue cat's what it is. That's an odd bite. He's not very long. He's got a lot of girth though. Wouldn't surprise me if he's close to 40 pounds. Got a big old head. Boy, that was a weird bite to be. I expected that to be a channel cat bite. Yeah, he's a healthy fish. Healthy fish. Trying to get this hook out. Huh. That hook's in him good. Well, it wasn't on the head piece. It was on the center section. Boy, this is a heavy fish. He's not long, but he's very heavy. See how woo, I'm gonna let him calm down a minute. I'm gonna get a weight on that fish. Some guys were saying, Dave, we want weights. He's very wide across the head. Now, he ain't real easy to pick up, so I'm gonna see if my scale's got batteries in it. I'm gonna weigh him in this net. All right. That was a hard place to land him, boy. I had to wade my boots out there a ways, get my net beyond the rocks. The weather's still hot, man, but it is getting into October. And last few videos I have been getting fish over 20 pounds, you know, some bigger fish. Let me get my scale out and get a weight on this bad boy. There you go, honey. Either I'm getting weaker in my old age or that's a heavy fish. All right. This ain't gonna be easy. 46. That's not a big net. My other net was a couple pounds. That one's, he's a 45 pounder is what he is. Fall fish. All right, people. 45.5 pounds. Still no giants, but I am starting to get some bigger fish, you know. Yeah, he's good and wide across the head, you know. Woo! All right, let's get him in the water. This is a hard place to let him go. Not really sure how I'm gonna get him out here. He swam the wrong way up against some rocks. He'll find his way out of there in a minute. Woo. Ah. There he goes. He found his way out. Well, I could have sworn that was a big channel cat bite, but looks like I was wrong. It ain't real late. I had to wait on that fish probably an hour and a half. And that first little bite that I said I'm getting dink bit, that was him. He kind of hung around. He pecked at it a little harder, like a bigger channel cat. The only difference was is my line moved a lot more. So finally I just picked it up and said, man, let me feel this dink fish. He put some pressure on me. I put some pressure back. And the longer I had him on, the more I realized, hey man, this thing's got some weight to it. Like I say, when I hooked it, I said, that's a channel cat, it's a state record channel cat. Well, let's get another bait out, see what we can do here. If I wouldn't had this net here, I'd never landed this fish. I'm gonna get this back together in case I get one on my other rod. And it wasn't on a head, it was on a center section, so that's the first big fish I've caught the last couple weeks on a center section. It's always good to have a net, people. About the same thing, it dropped about 15 foot. So I caught that fish in 15 foot of water, but very, very close to 35 foot of water. He came cruising on in a little bit. Woo! When I first got here, threw out, and I wasn't getting anything. I mean nothing, not even dink bites. And in a way that can be a bad sign, meaning just all the fish in general are just shut off for the night. But it can also be a good thing, because if you're in the right location for a big fish, them little fish not eating your baits, lets that bait sit out there long enough to actually get something big find it, you know? And that's kind of what happened tonight. I'd like to be getting my baits out another 20 yards, but like I say, if they're moving at all, I'm real close to that deep water. No, my baits are about 15 foot, but I bet I'm not 15 yards from that 30 foot, 35 foot, whatever it is out there at that spot. That fish right there makes my fourth fish this year on video, over 40 pounds. And we are still very, very early into fall. And fall is my best season. That's when I get something. So uh-oh. Like I say, I've been averaging about 10 to 12 fish a year over 40 for the last few years. So off the bank, considering summer's just terrible, and when they're on the nest you can about hang it up. It's not too bad for off the bank. But that was number 4 over 40. It's still early, man. And the fall weather hasn't even got here yet. It's just fall by calendar. It's been 80s here for several days, almost hit 90 today. It's making the bait almost impossible to get. I've got off work every evening, drove 60 miles one way to catch one skipjack, do it again, catch one skipjack, and then I got lucky and caught 3 skipjacks. So bait is tough, man. That's kind of why I'm glad I'm not getting a real small fish bite going on, because it's tough to get, and I might not catch any tomorrow, you know. It's tough. The weather is not cooperating with the calendar. It is a slow bite tonight. They're not picking the bait up and running with it. That last fish I caught, you know, he smacked it a couple times, and I had to pick the rod up and feel him out because he wasn't just going to run with it. The skipjack bite was real slow today too. Big headpiece still sitting out there. I hope it's still out there anyway. Ah, shoot, let me check these baits. Hard to catch fish without bait. I ain't never done it. I've caught them without demon dragons, but I ain't never caught them without bait. I'm gonna give it a little while longer out here. You can't waste fall, man. Well, still a little warm, but either way, this time of year I need to be fishing as much as I can. Yeah, I'm getting dink bit out there for sure. That was the bait I just threw out. I have had some smaller fish move in on me. I've never actually caught a catfish in this shirt before, and I was kind of scared to wear it because I believe in good luck shirts and bad luck shirts. You know, my big fish outfitter shirts, I've caught big fish every time I've wore them. I got a set of overalls I've caught ridiculous amounts of good fish on. My biggest striper, my second biggest blue, and tons of 40-pound fish was caught in those overalls. And I've actually thought about wearing the overalls with the big fish outfitter shirt under it to see what that would do. I've got an aqua blue shirt that I actually get a lot of compliments from the ladies on that shirt, but I can't catch squat in it. All I ever catch is dink, so I finally just quit wearing the thing. I don't care if I look good or not, you know. I quit wearing that shirt. I couldn't catch decent fish in it. This shirt was new. I wasn't sure what it would do. I tried it out, and I did get a decent fish in it. So I guess I can wear it fishing from now on, you know. But I'm always nervous when I put on something different. All right, people. I'm gonna call it a night because I've got stuff to do tomorrow, and I really would like to have enough energy to fish again since it is the weekend. The fish bite was pretty non-existent tonight. I noticed even with the skipjacks. I noticed with other people making posts, you know, they weren't getting any skipjacks. Something's going on. Fish aren't feeding real well today. What did happen is that's probably one of the smallest bites I ever got for a fish that was that big. I typically, as far as blue cat, I mean, I've had flatheads bite small, but usually a big blue just picks it up and goes. That fish, when he first hit it, I said, that's a channel cat pecking on that. A little while later, done it again. And then I thought, well, I don't know, that's kind of like a bigger channel cat bite there. You know, I'm thinking a 10, 12 pound channel cat doing that. So I pick it up and I lock it down, man. Things started getting just a little bit tight. I went ahead and set it. And then I'm thinking, man, that's a channel cat, that's a state record channel cat. And the closer it got to the bank, the more it fought, the bigger it felt. You know, that fish wasn't really in feeding mode. He found the bait, was just kind of playing with it. And anyway, I did get a decent fish in this video. The calendar says it's fall. Water temperature doesn't say so. It doesn't agree. Now we are getting shorter days. It's getting dark earlier. So the water temperature, even though the highs have been in the high 80s and they almost hit 90, the shorter nights, a little bit cooler mornings, you know, the water temperature is slowly dropping. We are easing into fall. The last few videos I've done, I've got a couple 30-pounders, another close to 40. That one was 45. I'm not seeing the little dinky fish like I was seeing during the summer. The bigger fish are starting to move closer to my range, just like they're supposed to in fall. They're not here in big numbers yet, but it is starting to happen slowly. The bite isn't real good yet. Like I say, the water temperatures are still warm, but the stages of fall are beginning. You know, that's positive signs that I'm seeing. So hopefully in a couple more weeks, this water will be ripe. Bait will be easy. The big fish hopefully will be plentiful this fall. That's what I'm hoping for. Anyway, title of this video is Little Bite, Big Fish. This is Catfish Dave, signing out.